Welcome back to the garage. As the thumbnail showed, next up on the workbench is Revell's 69 Ford 302 Boss Mustang. Haven't even opened this one up, so we're going to open it up, take a look at the sprues and the body, get it cleaned up. Ready for paint. I think I've decided on a pearl yellow on this one. Windshield looks good. I don't see any cracks or anything. Chrome. I had to clean out the wheels a little bit. I see one or two of them that got a little access in them, in the holes of them. Everything else looks pretty good though. I don't see a lot of extra mold on them. Paint the front grill on this one, huh? Let's go black. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I don't see a lot of extra molding around any of the parts or anything. Looking like a pretty clean kit. Body's in good shape too. Looks like just some mold lines right along the back here. Nothing up on the fenders, front fenders. This is one of the best looking kits I've seen. Oh, now these are what I don't like, the full body tray. Really hard to get in there and do any detail work in them. Yeah, it makes it difficult. Yeah, all in all, this one looks pretty good. So what my general process here is I'll check the instructions and see what body pieces I can put on here before I paint. And get everything cleaned up in some nice warm soapy dishwater. Dawn dish liquid preferably. The original regular blue Dawn dish liquid. That way I make sure I get any of the release agent off of it. Make sure I have no problems with paint. I would almost really like to do a two-tone to the paint, to the interior, but that back seat would be very, very difficult to tape off. Now I'll Google it and see what the interior looks like on them. Where's the dash at? There's the dash. decals. No decals in this kit. So that means, I can't believe that. They in the instruction book. Ah, there they are. They hidden. They hid them from me. Got a few for the dash we can use for sure. Looks like a door panel decal right there. Yeah, door panel decals. You got front passenger side decal around the instrument cluster, and then the instruments themselves, speedometer, tachometer. Looks like one for a breather cover. And then of course the stripes and the hood patch. So we're going to do this one close to box stock as far as colors go. But it's going to be a pearl yellow. Createx pearlized yellow. Yeah, pearl yellow, just regular pearl yellow. We're going to do it in 032 pearl yellow. You can see that, Createx, wicked. And I think I'm going to use a white primer on it. I want it to be nice and bright, so help it pop a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit the pause button. I'm going to take all these parts into the kitchen, get them washed up in nice warm regular Dawn blue dish liquid, and nice sudsy bath. Let them sit in there for a couple minutes, and then while they're in there I give them a little shake and rinse. Make sure everything is rinsed off really well. I don't do the body yet, and I wait till I get my body prep done. So we're going to hit the pause, we're going to run and do that, and we'll be back here shortly. Alright, we're back here in the garage. Now, so what I like to do is scan the instructions. And now, of course, we got everything cleaned up except for the body itself. And I'll do that after I get the body prepped. I like to see what I can go ahead and pre-assemble. Like, obviously seats. I can go ahead and pre-assemble the front seats. I like to see if there's any body panels I can go ahead and put on. I got the front clip here that I can put on, and that's it. The back clip has to go on after it's put onto the chassis. So I'm going to show you a few tricks I have. I try to designate everything out by color, whether it's going to be gloss black, flat black, silver, la-di-da-da. Show you something I've done since I was a kid. Let me find the hood mirrors. Not the hood mirrors, the rear view mirrors, the side view mirrors. There they are. Alright, so what I do is I save old styrene, nice long pieces. I clip them off. This way I can get them off the sprue. Get them off the sprue. I get me a nice clean cut here. Clean it up a little bit. So I clean them up a little bit. Don't let the carpet monster find it. Find me an inconspicuous spot that I think I'm going to have to cut this down a little bit here. Getting lighter. Just get a little heat to the plastic. Stick it down in there. I don't think that's going to work though. Don't think it's going to work on these mirrors, because we got an edge down in here deep that has to have paint on it. So that's not going to work for these mirrors. I might have to try to. These mirrors are going to be a pain. I see that. Anybody done this kit? This is going to be interesting. Very interesting. I got these. But as you can see, it's going to be where paint's going to go. This is I don't normally do the mirrors, but I'm trying to do more of a box stock build on this one. I want the mirrors on it. They're painted. Most of the mirrors I've done are chrome. You don't have to worry about it. And then I don't put them on the model. There's a lot of us out there that don't do that. So that ain't gonna work. Figure out what I'm gonna do here. And I'm not gonna be able to get paint on them. So let's skip that one for a minute. We'll come back to it. I want to show you one of my old school kid tricks. Probably already kind of got it figured out. Another piece of styrene in here. But obviously no paint's going on the bottom of this differential. So there you go. Perfect way to hold it. I'll even use one of these clips so I can get my hand far enough away from it where I ain't have to worry about getting any paint, although I will be wearing gloves. Still, something that's the way I've done it since I was a kid. Same way. So we're going to sit here and get this stuff ready for paint. Let's show you what I do with my seats. Before I do that, before I turn the camera off. sure I ain't showing anybody anything you don't know, but I do have friends that don't build models that watch my channel, and I want them to see my process. So, to me, an extra thin. This melts plastic, turns it into one. Let's see where the two pieces go together. I wind up with glue on me. So we put that glue on there, and then give it a good squeeze. It melts plastic, turns it into one. And I'll let that dry up, sand it smooth. Oh no. Hell, that glue there done dried. So we'll do that to the seats. Got the engine block to do, so we can make one, so we can join it together, get a nice solid piece. I'll get the heads on it, and I'm debating on the oil pan. I don't know if I want to do it forward blue or if I want to make it look special and chrome it. I haven't decided that, so we'll continue with this. We'll get everything put together and pre-glued so we can get it prepped for paint. And after we get everything glued together, I'll get it sanded and show you the final result. So we're gonna make it easy on this one. We'll be back. got everything prepped. I'm going to airbrush, separate them out, flats. This will be the Tester's flat steel, or the what is it? The Olympus silver that I discussed in my last video. This stuff here will be gloss. My interior, I'm going to try to hit it lightly so it'll have more of a satin finish versus a really high gloss. Try to let it dull down a little bit. And then this stuff here, these are the wings, the louvers. This is the front grill piece here. I'm going to hit it with some Createx Wicked, just the black. But then I'm going to top coat it here with, I haven't used this yet. This is part of the UVLS clear line by Createx. I'm going to hit it with satin. They do now recommend, Createx does, that you use these the UVLS clears, which is 40-50, 40-51, and 40-52. 40-52 is the flat. They now recommend that you use this in replace of the 40-30 with their candy line. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Hopefully it won't be too flat. That's going to be my goal. And what I'm going to do is I'll set these up on, I got the peg tray, and I've also got the Tamiya stand, and I try to get everything set up and divided. That's what the tape is for. I'll put my gloss on one side, my flat stuff on the other, as best as I can. And that way, all I know, I grab from one side, it'll all be gloss. I grab from the other side, it'll all be flat. It's an easy way to keep things coordinated as to what still needs to be painted and what doesn't. I'm going to hit my shocks with a little red. It's a little oil filter. I'm probably going to hand paint it. Just go with white. My exhaust will be Tamiya silver, and then I'll do the mufflers with I'll hand paint those flat aluminum. Shocks I'll probably go flat or gloss black, or the springs anyways. Those are the front springs. So we're going to get all this stuff set up, and we'll come back and I'll show you how I prep the body in a little bit. Alright, we got all that put off to the side. Something else I get might save you some money. Pick this up at Advanced Auto Parts. I'm sure AutoZone, most of your auto parts place sell it. They sell paint and body stuff, you know, just sand and paper, the duplicolor paints and stuff. This is an 800 grit sand and sponge for a couple of dollars. Cut off an inch square. There you go, sand and sponge, cheap. I don't think that sand and sponge was more than $4 or $5. So take out a Sharpie, the mold lines, get them highlighted. So they're easier to see. And I don't see any or feel any. Yeah, there is a raised area on the quarter panel right here. Yep. Slightly raised area. Grab my one of my homemade sanding sticks, and we'll work on knocking that stuff down. take the X-Acto knife and we're going to grave out the panel lines a little bit, get them a little deeper so they get a little detail in them. These aren't the best panel lines, so we're going to scribe them out a little bit, give them a little bit more definition. I'll turn my blade sideways too, help widen out that panel line. And I see a little bit right there at the door from that front one. A little mold line right there. There's one right there too. Alright, so now here we go to the sand and sponge. And just scuff it up and get rid of the shine off of it. Got the main shine off of it. Hit the hood real quick. Now, there are people that'll tell you this is all they do. Then there are people that'll tell you, oh, I wet sand mine all the way down to 12,000. Yeah, I'll go wet sand it. I'm not going to take it down to 12,000. I don't see where it's necessary myself. These show cars out here, real one-to-one cars, generally all they do for paint prep is hit it with 600-800 grit, and that's it. That's as far as they go with it. They prime it, they paint it. They might hit the bad spots out with a little 800 grit after they paint it. They'll put the gloss coat on it, hit it with 15, and then buff it out. So I don't go that far with it. I'll go in here into the kitchen. I'll hit it with 1015. Make sure all the shiny areas are gone on the body. It'll be nice and smooth. I've had zero issues. I have noticed though that sometimes if I just use this, I've done it a couple times where all I did was go through and sand with this, that when I paint it I can see some real fine scratch lines in it. And normally though, the time I hit it with the clear coat, it'll level it out and you don't see it. But I have found that if I go ahead and hit it, wet sand it with 1000 grit and 1500 grit, that I don't see those areas. So leaves me less worry when I'm in the middle of it, and got wet paint on it. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll go back kitchen, hit the whole body with 1000 grit, 1500 grit, and the hood. And in the next video we'll be getting everything painted up, and hopefully even be able to get the body in clear coat. So thank you for watching Got Fuels Model Car Garage, and we'll catch you in the next video.